Alright, today I have a recap from the local card shop. My card shop is chaos. It's junk. There's nothing you would ever want in the dollar box, because I swear they just take stuff out of the dollar box, or they take stuff out of the junk box and throw it in the dollar box. I mean, I'm finding things that, should be in that dollar box, which are not, and I'm finding stuff that should be out of the dollar box. I don't know. Everything seems to be, yesterday's news at that shop. Everything. They had some weird empty boxes in a display case of some sort of game I've never heard of and a bunch of magic, and no, but it was a lot of people in there. People wanting to sell stuff, and they're buying stuff, and people were either taking the deal or not taking the deal. I don't know. They wanted more than, because they saw the comps and everything, so whatever. But I'll show you two pictures that came from the Great Oregon Steam Up. And these are kind of fun. I showed this, but I don't know if the video got uploaded. But I've got two Mariners pictures. One I actually found a second time around. It wasn't there the first time as far as I know. But this one's Dave Henderson, which I will not be able to get autographed. This one I need to figure out who this is once I get back into my TTM stuff. But I thought I knew. I thought it was Dave Heberlo, but it's not. I know that guy's very familiar looking, but he could have been a Mariner that played 1 year or 1 day or 10 years. Don't really know. But I want to get maybe that photograph autographed. It's only 7 o'clock, but I say only 7 o'clock. I feel like I'm asleep too long or whatever. But this is what I got for a whopping $3 here. I watched, unfortunately, I had the unfortunate mishap of watching Jab's last video. Eric Jabs, he got a $25 box at the National. He did really well in the box, and he was okay in the video, but he had this dumb story where he had two cards and he was asking for a deal at $2.50 or something like that, $2.50, and there was no deal, so he threw two quarter cards back. How dumb was that? He was too cheap to spend 50 cents or something like that at the National. It's crazy. So there are people like that, and he was complaining about everything was too high and there was nothing he can make any money on, I think is what happened there. Well, too bad, so sad. But anyway, all of this for $3. That is not the Iron Sheik, that's Leslie O'Neal. Interesting card there, so there's that one there. Found a Clyde Drexler. Again, none of these are going to be particularly mint because they were being thrown around like trash, and there were some full boxes of like incomplete sets there at the bottom. I should have inquired about those, but then there was like stuff that was filtering through the top, so who knows what the heck. I got a Colt McCoy for the quarterback binder. And I got a bunch of IU cards here. These are the On It cards there. I just grabbed a stack of them knowing that it was going to be very little for everything. Don't know any of these people here at all. And then there's an OU card there. I don't know, are those the concussion helmets or whatever, these things here? I don't know. And there's a Nebraska, sorry, and then there is a Roman Mangini. Hey, John, do you need that card? Roman Mangini. And then I probably already have this one. It's funny, this guy's autograph is H.O., but Henry Owens, he was, I think, a highly touted prospect. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I say product because I need to eat product. Henry Owens, a first Bowman card there. I probably have that. Why I'm collecting that, I don't know, but he has over 1,000 cards and did zilch. He was like only half of a season or something like that. It's ridiculous. Maybe not even a full season. I don't know. There's a Mike Clevenger, a Bowman Chrome first, whatever that means anymore. Again, it doesn't matter how good you are or good you were, and there's his base or paper, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got George Gums Jr., not Bleeding Gums Murphy, but George Gums Jr. on Sage. Again, I just picked stuff. Kia Nurse. That's the only WNBA that was in there. Then there is Dorka Juhas or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then we have Courtney Williams on the links. Forget what year that's from. There's another Henry Owens. Again, I just grabbed both of those. We have Daniel Norris, a name that I remember from a while back ago. And we have Andrelton Simmons. They're minor league cards, or you know what I mean, they're Bowman Prospects cards there, BP 109. But I grabbed those in case I'm putting a set together, because I'm doing the autographs. And then I found 4 of these Allen and Ginter cards here. I don't know what the odds for those were, but you know, each one of those. So, and I think I might have a couple of those, so I might end up putting that set together. I don't really particularly care for it. There's a Chris Mullin, which I think I might need. I'm not, again, 100% sure. That Upper Deck set from 92 was very, very, very difficult. Tons of inserts. I think that was the Shaq year, maybe. But that was in the plastic there. Found a goofed up Kevin Mitchell from Star. When I say goofed up, it's not very mint at all. Don Warren. On that one there. I got a Rondell White Pro cards there. We have Stephen Moya rookie card, because I might need that for the set. Stephen Moya again. Again, I collect these kind of Bowman cards here, or whatever they are. And then there's a Kevin Mitchell. Unfortunately, the corner was damaged. I didn't know until I got home, but for $3. There's a second Clyde Drexler, so I didn't know I had 2 of those. We have an Emmett Smith card here. Hopefully the focus is good enough here for what we need to do, but you'll get the idea. There's a creased, but you know, Wonder Bread cards. These things are Wonder Stars. There's a Ken Griffey Jr. from 90, so I think that's really cool. They're never very mint, so it's really cool to have a Griffey for like barely a penny. These worked out to something like 3 cents a card. There's a Hank Aaron card there. Again, I just breezed through these boxes here because the environment at that store is kind of toxic. A little kid came in, and one of the dudes in the store was cursing, and there's a Bill Long. There was a bunch more of these that somebody pulled out all the stars. Mike Greenwell's not a star anymore. Chuck Krim, Chris Bosio. Again, at one time, all these guys were good signers. Kevin Seitzer, Mike Birkbeck, Mickey Brantley. Well, I'll say all of them. Dwayne Buis. Jeff D. Robinson, I think he's the one that died, I think. Bob Brower, Ken Gerhardt. Again, until I can get my Star Tiger and my Sports Card Forum passwords figured out here. Joe McGrain, John Mitchell, Jerry Brown, and Chuck Jackson. Now, actually got another Stephen Moya, sometimes I just grab all of them so I don't end up getting them, you know, again the next trip or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. There's a Jacob deGrom, which I thought was a rookie card there, but it looks like it might be a 2nd or 3rd year card. I don't know. Not sure what that one is. There's also a dent on the card I didn't know of. I got all these draft picks of Pat Barnes. I don't know who Pat Barnes is, but it was a ridiculously awesome looking shot there. So I grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Pat Barnes the same. They're all quarterbacks, so they'll all go in my quarterback binder. And again, there was a Cal Ripken. There were a bunch of the names, but they were getting kind of beat up, and the Cal Ripken was the mintest one, so near mint. A couple hockey cards here, 3 of them actually. I don't know if these guys are still living. From a massive set, because these are cards 477, 476, and 475. Bob Kelly, I think. And we've got Orest Kinderchuk, and we have Bobby Taylor or something like that. I don't know, but those look really cool. I don't know if they're still alive, but 70s era hockey players. And then we've got more of these guys here. We just David Thompson, nobody there. We have, I can't read that one. Somebody Tom, I can't read it. The foil's kind of messed up there. Tom or something like that. I can't read that one. Austin Allen, this guy, and we have another Pat Barnes. So that's what I got for $3, and so that's fun. If anybody knows who this guy is, I kind of wanted to figure it out on my own, and I might figure it out by the time somebody asks me or tells me, but let me know if you know who that is, and thank you for watching.